Um, so in this video I'm going to solve 10th problem in the assignment 4. Let's see the question. So print the elements of an array in decreasing frequency. If two numbers have the same frequency, then print the one which came first. So we have given an array and we need to print the elements in the decreasing frequency order. So we have 8 3 times in the input array, so which has the bigger frequency compared to the remaining elements. So we printed 8 first and followed by the others depending on the frequency. So to solve this problem I'm going to use two maps. Let's say one for storing the element and its frequency, and the other for storing the elements and its index. Let's say index map. So first we are going to iterate through the array, and we'll be storing the frequency as well as index at the same time. So if you see, for the frequency map we get 2 with the frequency of 2 and 5 as 2, 8 as 3. So we'll be incrementing the frequency starting from 1 for each element, and then 6 will be 1 because we have 6 only ones. In the index map we get all the elements and its starting index. So we have 2 at index 0. So we will be taking only the first index where we see the element for the first time. Next we have 5 with index 1. We already have 2, so we go to the next one, which is 8 at 3, and we already have 5, and then we go to 6, which is at 5. Then we sort this array depending on the frequency and also using this index map. So first we'll check the frequency, and whichever has the larger frequency that will come first. Whereas here we have 8 with this frequency of 3, so we get 8 3 times in the result array. Then we have 2 and 5 with the same frequency. As they said, if we have two numbers with the same frequency, then we need to print the one which came first. So we use the index map to determine which element came first. So we'll check in the index map for 2 and 5. So 2 has the index 0, which is lesser than the 5, which has the index 1. Hence 2 comes first, and then 5. Then from the frequency map we have 6. So this is our output index. Now let's see how to write the code for this. I'm going to write a function as a frequency sort, and array is the parameter for the function. I'm going to declare two maps. One is frequency map and the next one is index map. So to get the maps, we need to iterate through the given array. For that we need to write a for loop. Let I equals to 0, I less than array dot length plus plus. So first we will be checking the frequency map if we already have the element in the map. Frequency map dot has array of I. If we already have that element in the frequency map, then we just increment the count. Frequency map dot set. So we need to increment the count for the element array of I. Else if we don't have that element in the frequency map, then we'll add that new element to the frequency map and set the count as 1. Array of I as 1. And also we need to add that new element in the index map with the element as key and index as the value. So element array of I as key and its value is index, which is I. Now we need to sort the array, given array, depending on the frequency map and index map. Array dot sort. Let's take a function which takes 2 elements as the parameters. I'm writing the arrow function here, and let's assume 2 variables as a frequency 1, which has the in which we get the frequency of that element from the frequency map. So frequency map dot get a, which gives the frequency of that particular element, and let's declare the another variable which is frequency 2, and in the frequency 2 we get the frequency of the second element from the frequency map. Now we compare these two frequencies for both the elements, and whichever has the highest frequency, we need to return that one. We need to sort depending on that. So we need to check if frequency 1 not equals to frequency 2, then return frequency 2 minus frequency 1. Else, if the frequencies are not equal, then we just compare them and get whichever has the highest frequency. Else, if both of them has the same frequency, then what we need to do is we need to check the index map to check which has a lower index. So if both the elements have same frequency, then we need to return index map dot get a minus index map dot get b. So using the index map, we are getting the whichever has the lower index. So here we just sorted the array. After finishing our sorting, then we can just return the array. So this is the code for the problem. Here we are just iterating through the array only once, but we are using the array.sort function, which takes the time complexity as big of n log n. And since we are using two maps here, each map takes the space of n. So we are using two maps, which is 2n. Since 2 is constant, the space complexity becomes big of n. So let's see what happens with our example. So we have 2, 5, 2, 8, 5, 6, 8, 8. First we'll start with the for loop, which iterates through the given array, which is this one, and it checks the map. If the map has the element, then it will just increment the count, otherwise it will set the new element and its value as 1. So first in the frequency map, and let's say index map this side. First we go to the 2 and we'll check if frequency map has that element. We don't have any element yet, so we'll set it key as 2 and its value as 1, which is a count. And if in the index map also we set the 2 and its index as 0. Then we go to 5 and we check if 5 is if we have a 5 in the frequency map. We don't have it yet, so it becomes 5 with 1. And in the index map also we'll update the 5 with its index, which is 1. Then we go to the next number, which is 2. Since we already have 2 in the frequency map, what we are going to do is we are setting the 2 with incrementing the its value, 2 plus 1. So 2 becomes 2, and we already have that in the index map, so we are not doing anything. Then we go to the next number, which is 8, and its count becomes 1. We don't have it in the index map, so it is 8 and its index is 3. And the next number is 5. In the frequency map we already have it, so we increment it to 2, and we already have it in the index map. The next one is 6. The count becomes 1 for 6, and in the index map, so the index value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5. Then we go to the next one, which is 8. We already have it in the frequency map, so we increase the count by 1. Then we already have it in the index map, so we go to the next one, which is 8, and we'll increment the count by 1. So for 2 it's the count is 2, for 5 it is 2, for 8 it's 3, and for 6 it's 1, and we have the index map here. So next what we are doing is we are sorting the array. So for sorting the array, what we are doing is we are getting the frequencies of the two elements and comparing each of them, and whichever has the highest frequency that will be returned to the sort function. And so if two elements has the same frequency, then what we are going to do is we'll check the index of that elements and get whatever the whichever element has the lower index, it will be returned to the sort function. So from our example, while sorting the array, first we'll check the first two elements, which is 2 and 5, and we get the frequency of both of them. So if we go through the array, we have this 8 with a larger frequency. Since we are doing it as a frequency 2 minus frequency 1, the bigger whichever has the largest frequency will be returned first. So the array will be in the decreasing order. We get 8 since it has the higher frequency, and it's we have 3 times. The count for the 8 is 3, so we'll print it 3 times. Then the next number is 2 and 5. Both the frequencies are same. Both of them has the count as 2, so we check the index map. So in the index map, what are we doing is, so we are doing index map of A minus B, which is for 2 it is 0, for 5 it's 1. So when you do A minus B, we'll be getting it as ascending order. So we get the whichever has the smallest index, then it becomes 2, and we have 2 with the count 2, so we'll get it 2 2s. Then the next one will be 5. Next we have the 6 with the count 1, so we'll just get the 6. This is our output array. Thank you.